right, if y'all are ready. Before we begin, since I'm now recording this for the podcast, we didn't do it last time, so I want everybody to introduce themselves, introduce their character. This is the only time you have to do it. But I'm Jeffrey. I'm your GM or your handler for Delta Green, and these are my players.
I am Steven. I play Yuri Petrova, also known as Agent Dragonov, seasoned former Russia version of Delta Green, now in Delta Green, US, working with the program.
Hi, I'm Kayleigh, and I play April Ward, and I am a paranormal journalist, and I got involved with Delta Green because of what I was getting into, and I kind of spin stories.
And I am Leevi. I play Quinn Talen, aka Mr. T. I'm a computer scientist working for the NSA. I dug a little too deep and got involved with Delta Green.
And so far, our agents have been through 2 missions together, two investigations that I'd say that they were successful, probably not to the standards of Yuri Petrova, but they were successful. And now we start your 3rd. And in the last session, in the midst of your home scenes where April had it out with her parents and Quinn had it out with his military commander, the agents were hastily summoned by their Delta Green handler to go to a briefing in Seattle, Washington. Like 10 months after the events of their previous adventure. Because it is now October 3rd when you guys get your summoning. If you guys go to the Delta Green sub channel, the briefing that I gave you guys is right there. Here, let me bring it up. That way the people on stream can see it a little bit. You guys were summoned to Seattle, and you'd been assigned Operation Malta, where your mission is to identify and contain any unnatural threats, prevent further unnatural threats from developing, preventing public awareness, as a geneticist was found. A geneticist and his girlfriend were found dead under very mysterious circumstances. Black tape, yellow tape, every kind of tape you can imagine was put around this crime scene. FBI agents, CDC, medical examiner, the Seattle Times, everybody is already on this. You guys are given your operation briefing, and we're going to pick up there with the scene of you guys sitting across from Agent Bradley, your handler, as he goes, "All right, agents, do you have any questions before I send you off to go deal with this?"
Why these 2 again? No offense. Okay, the redhead, she might not be able to pull the trigger when the time is necessary, and then punch a Quinn. And him, I still don't know him.
I think I've got more pulls on the trigger buddy than you do so far.
Let me just make sure that I have the current situation. Agent Dragonov, you have an issue with the team you've been assigned.
I don't understand why we keep getting paired together.
Well, the program likes to keep agents that have worked together in a cohesive group. The more agents that you get exposed to, the more agents blossom with their network. And we like keeping a tight-knit group here at the program. You were used to working alone because that is what was necessary for your previous assignments. For these more, what's the word I'm looking for? High-profile cases where we need somebody with who can help cover things up very easily, like Agent Shadowfox, or someone that can get you information that you're not used to getting through computer access, like Agent Mr. There's more to assignments than just killing Agent. And I am not saying that your specialty won't be needed here. It may be. That's why we have you on this. And you've been with Delta Green long enough that you have seniority on. But we need to keep our groups tight-knit close. And you may not agree with everything your fellow agents do or want to do. But ultimately, this is the group you've been assigned. I'm not even your original handler. I was handed this case a couple hours before you all were picked up. And you all were just the only team available. There's things going on all over the US that we're having to deal with. There's something going on in New York that's really big, but that's not all over the press like this is. And we think you're the best for the job. Do you disagree, Agent Dragonov?
No.
Plus, I just like seeing your sunshiny face. And April's gonna boop him in the nose.
April just reaches over next to you and just, "Mr. T, you've been rather silent."
I just thought we were all getting along so well, and I'm going to boop him in the nose, too.
Well, unless there's any more questions, as he tries to compose himself, because he was trying to be professional, but you both just booped this very intimidating man on the nose. So he's trying to compose himself and unless there are any more questions about the mission or about anything that me or the program can do for you, I must ask that you be on your way. And please keep in contact. I must stress that, because if we need to send out another blue fly team, like I was going through your case files, and if we need to send another blue fly team, I need to know.
The second he says blue fly team, Yuri stands up and walks out of the room.
Agent Dragon, did I say something?
Yeah.
He just pivots his focus to you two, and he says that. He's like, Did I say something?
Who knows? The dude's moody. I gotta go have a cigarette. Are we done here?
Yeah, just take the briefing with you, and if you have any more questions or a pertinent update, my contact information has been uploaded to the app.
Sir, yes, sir. And she's gonna like do a mock salute and then turn around and do like a really dramatic like march right out the door.
Okay, so you leave. Quinn gets up. I assume Quinn also gets up and leaves.
I'm just gonna huff and sigh, shake my head a little bit, then leave. Yeah.
And so we begin.
Same.
Where do you guys want to start? Because you have your briefing. You know what happened. You know that this all started at 5:45 a.m. on October 1st, when the Seattle Times delivery driver Ernesto Torres found the body of Tybalt Greaves in the driveway of his home, and it all kind of bloomed from there. And you guys have been given a briefing, as well as CDC badges and FBI badges, because the program doesn't know what route you guys want to go with it. Quinn, you do have your NSA credentials as well, and those may be useful, but where are you guys going to start?
Are we inside Seattle?
At the moment, yeah, that's where you got your briefing. The actual
Okay.
it's close to Seattle where you guys actually need to go. It's not actually. It's like right on the outskirts.
Okay. Like how long of a drive?
I'd say probably an hour or two, so it would require a drive roll for whoever's driving out there. Because I would assume that Delta Green would give you a car and everything, because it's in the local area.
Okay. Well, probably there, and I think that we could discuss our plan on the way.
Okay, so who's gonna be driving while I find the name of the place, and then I could just put it in my notes, because
Dragonoff.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd even ask. I think he'd just automatically take it.
he would probably be waiting in the car for you guys to get out.
And you'd be waiting in the car listening to his Russian news channel on the radio.
Yeah, that sounds like Dragon.
Okay. All right, so April's gonna start walking, and she's gonna turn around because Mr. T's behind her, and she's gonna say shotgun, and then she's gonna hop in the front.
You guys are driving to Mills Creek, Washington. Mills Creek. Just remember, I'm pretty sure these are all like real life places. So if you want to know distance and stuff, you can just Google it. I could Google it real quick. Use Google to your advantage in this game.
Mills Creek, where?
Washington.
So April's gonna get in the front seat, and
Approximately
she is
20
gonna
miles northeast of Seattle. So it's about a 30-minute drive.
April's gonna get in her seat, and she's gonna start like dragging something out of her pocket, and then she's gonna be like, "I missed you, Hulk," and put a macaroni necklace around his neck that she was making before when the agent showed up with her son. Aw, don't you look pretty?
So you did that to Dragonov?
Yeah, but then I'm gonna turn around, and I have another one in my hand, and I'm gonna toss it at Mr. T and say, "Don't worry, I forgot you, princess."
How sweet.
Dragonov, did you do your drive roll?
Yeah, it was a 31 under 40.
Okay, yeah, you guys get there with no issues at all, but you have roughly about 30 minutes to discuss your plan as you boop your thing into your Russian GPS, and it starts going, basically, keep left while keeping left, keep left.
If he says left again, I promise. There's good don't.
So what is your guys' plan?
Yuri would think, in his mind, it would be he would need to go to the scene of the crime. Scene of the crime first. That's the way that he would approach the issue. He wouldn't know how the others would want. Yeah, he wouldn't know how the others would play. What would play into their string.
What cover are we going under? Like what agency?
That's what I'm wanting to know. Would he want us all to be the same, or does he want me to come at it from a different angle? I have some like science, so I could be like the new employee.
Was cover granted, or like
Yeah, it
FBI
was.
issuance?
What now?
Yeah, it was FBI, right?
Yeah,
'Cause,
FBI
me-
or CDC, depending on which one you want to do.
Yeah, Yuri would be doing FBI for sure.
I think it would make sense for you, Yuri and Mr. T to do FBI, but I don't know. It might make more sense for me to do. See, and I'm less formal than you guys, but you're in charge, so you call the shots.
What do you think? What do you think, Mr. T?
All right, that'd work out for me.
What would?
The FBI, and I don't really have anything that would work for CDC background.
But I have like a 61 in biology, so I might be able to get by with it.
And with my computer scientist background, I can help run machinery or equipment.
Yeah, so, I mean, I am not opposed to group dispersing, yes. The way that I would look at problem is go to the place and do an investigation. Comb over, items, look at, crime scene, yada yada, blah, 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 blah. But I've learned that you two operate differently, and it is okay. It is okay. In what way would you think that doing this would play to how you would get the answers?
I think going to the crime scene would be a good start. Try to get evidence, find evidence of what's going on.
Okay, and you, the Shadowhawks.
I'll do CDC, and she's gonna flick one cigarette out the window and then immediately light up another.
What do you mean
Then
by
she's
you
gonna
do?
say. Then she's gonna say, "Do we have to listen to this bullshit radio?"
What do you mean? This is quality programming. This is Ivan and Ivan in the morning.
I'd rather listen to an hour of someone's farts.
You have very, very difficult interests, don't you, lady?
She's gonna blow her like smoke towards him and say, "Well, I'm changing the radio," and she's gonna go to change the radio. Try to hit the button.
I'm gonna roll the smack hand.
Look, I brought gifts. I brought you a necklace. I think that deserves one song that doesn't suck.
You drive, you pick. I drive, I pick.
You don't let me drive.
Shh, you no want drive.
So as this conversation continues and you guys roll in, you guys pull up the now quartered off, like there's still a couple of cop cars around Greaves's home as you guys pull up. You see, the reds and blues. You see the yellow tape everywhere. You can see that it's kind of been blocked off with like one of those like orange screens that they put around. And you guys pull up, stop the car, and an officer does come up. I'm sorry. This is a crime scene. We can't have you guys anywhere near this. I'm gonna need you guys to keep going.
I'm Alexei Maximov, FBI. This is my partner.
Your name is Grigory Romanov.
We're still keeping the same
Same
call
name.
signs from the last stop.
Same name.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's Grigory
Good.
Romanov, Gabriel Beatrice,
we know
and Harper
ours.
Honar.
We know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know ours.
I'm Agent Romanov. These are my how you say my people. We are here to look at what has been going on.
I'm gonna need to see some. And of course, you guys pull out your badges, no problem. Bing, boom, bam. Yeah. All right. You have free reign. Take a look at whatever you need to take a look at. Talk to whoever you're planning to talk to. So let us know. And he.
Thank you. I appreciate your cooperation.
It's no problem, sir. And he leads you guys onto the behind the screen and everything. And the first thing you guys see is, of course, the body outline in the chalk that you would see on TV of where the body was on the pavement.
Where's the body now?
Let's see. Did they move the body? Cannot remember if they moved the body. Found the lab. Be allowed to leave the scene. Police and cordoned off. Greaves' body is removed to Providence Regional Medical Center in Everett, Washington. The CDC is testing it for infectious diseases, and all all is cleared. It was moved at 8:40 in the morning on October 1st. So it's currently in Everett.
All is cleared as it came back negative.
All it says is the CDC tests them for infectious diseases and all are cleared. So I'm guessing it's currently they're trying to be cleared. Because if you look at the briefing, at 2:20 p.m., the CDC did order samples collected from the Greaves lab to be flown, and those are currently being flown out as well. And the air control traffic over Montana lost contact with the flight that had the biological samples on it.
Can I look for any like weird things like blood that might not be blood, or like goop on the ground, or
Yeah,
tracks, or
absolutely. Go ahead and do either search.
I didn't find shit. I had a 53 over 43.
Yeah, that would just be search. Yeah, you just taking a cursory glance, all you see is, the basic stuff that is outlined in the briefing. You do see like the little cones for evidence with where the body was. You do see some cones following what looked like some strange tracks around. You do see bloody footprints in the kitchen as you guys go through, which were near Griffin's body. And all you see is, as I've said, anything that is labeled in the briefing itself. You see bloody footprints, unusual tracks. I will say this, with your high alertness, Agent Dragonov, you do notice a very high abundance of crows on the property and circling overhead. A lot of crows.
There must have been a murder.
Yeah, you literally see a murder of crows.
Can I look for cameras?
He puts on sunglasses and you hear, yeah, da-da.
Yeah, go.
Man, 54 over 23.
You're not really noticing anything out of the ordinary yourself. You don't, just like with Quinn, as you guys are walking through the house, walking through the crime scene, you're not really noticing anything that you're specifically trying to look for. You don't find anything out of place that's not marked. You don't find any cameras. You just find a very extravagant house, a very, very extravagant laboratory that he had in the backyard. I think it was in the backyard. No, in a hidden room. They do find a hidden room that had it. That's what it was, a hidden room. But the only thing out of the ordinary is the crows that Dragonov just noticed just from having a high alertness. I will say this actually, with your high alertness as well, you do notice where Greaves's body was, there is some sort of imprint there with like a bluish hue.
Some sort of what there?
An imprint like of his body, like he had started like decomposing or something a bit too early, and it's kind of like got like a bluish hue with the chalk line around it. And Dragonov notices that with his very high alertness. Is the crows, and yeah.
What can I say? I'm a man who notices things. I see them, even if my eyes don't want me to see them. I'm that good.
And where was the girlfriend or wife found again?
She was found in the kitchen.
I want to check out the kitchen. I want to see where the wife or girlfriend was found. And I think we need to check and see if there's any cameras at all on the premises and how we can get the footage, if there is.
You go to the kitchen and go ahead and do a search roll there for me.
Gotta be shitting me. 57 over 23.
Yeah. You get there and all you find is the usual stuff. You find, the outline of the chalk outline, or in this place the tape outline. You find, the evidence markers of those smaller than a toddler, deformed and misplaced like footprints that are like bloody and like kind of like tracking away from the body that they marked. And you follow those as you're just looking around, and you find that the tracks to a closet and a furnace. And behind that furnace was that hidden room. You find his hidden lab, because it's already been opened. They found all of this, and you're just scooping away from the body. And you see this pristine biohazard lab. Like this is probably the most immaculate lab you've seen in your life.
Am I the only one who knows about it so far out of us three?
Unless one of them followed you. I assumed you guys
Okay.
would split up while investigating the property.
Yeah. I want to call Mr. T because I want him to get on the computer and I want to know if he can get any information about what he's about, like what he's been working on, anything, into any emails, purchases, anything. So I want to radio him to see if he can come check out like I guess, is there even a computer in there? I guess that only makes sense if there's like, but I would assume.
Roll search or alertness. See if you have. It'd be
Oh
pretty
my
basic
gosh.
to find.
47 over 23. Wait. No, it's still bad. Alertness, I forgot I was at 44, but I'm still lost. 47 over 44.
You are just amazed with the lab itself that you just grab the radio. Mr. T, can you come over here?
Poso.
And you enter and you see this immaculate lab that was hidden behind a closet. And you just see her standing there in the doorway looking at this pristine, beautiful laboratory.
I'm pretty sure we're on a Nickelodeon show and this is a supervillain's lair.
Maybe. So what do you do?
I'm gonna say, hey, do you think that you can look around and see if there's any tech that you can like check out, see any emails or purchase orders or anything out of the norm? Like, what was he working on?
I try to look around, but so far I haven't had any luck.
Yeah, you can roll search, alertness, or I'll even allow any science-based skill that you have because this is a laboratory.
Well, I rolled 86, and I have nothing over 86.
Would either of
And
you
I tried biology
push your
too,
luck?
and I also got a 75 over 61, so I also failed finding anything.
Would either of you like to push your luck?
Oh my gosh, remind me. I know you've told me 10 times. How does it work?
You tell me what you're doing different in order to change the circumstances of your roll. But if you fail, there's a consequence for doing it. Depending on what you do, I will tell you what the
Okay.
consequence is.
I'll push my luck and take out or like try to run a do like a Wi-Fi search kind of thing, or like to ping if there's any internet usage at all, or
Okay.
I can't think of the name of it, but to find any electronic use or electrical use, a
An electromagnetic.
voltmeter kind of.
Yeah, like a tri-field meter or something.
There's something to find, like if there's any internet signal at all.
Okay, yeah, I'd allow it. Go ahead and do that roll for me.
69, and my computer science is 81.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah, you know, no problem. You ping it, and as soon as you notice it, you're like, okay, and you do notice it does have high strength, so you're close by. You can't connect to it because it's password protected, but there is one close by, and it does say Greaves residence.
okay. Is there any way I can run, like, try to hack into the, like, bypass the password?
Yeah. I'd say that would also fall under computer science or maybe.
I rolled a 55 on that one.
Oh yeah, that you are the master of cracking through Wi-Fi's because you've done it so often as a member of the NSA. You already have like a tool on you that you just connect to your phone and it breaks through that encryption and that firewall like nothing. And it even allows you to pinpoint where the computer is, so you are right there on that computer right in the corner of the lab as soon as you connect to it and you have access to all of his files. What exactly are you looking for? For the critical success, I will allow you to get all of that. What are you looking for?
Well, any, like, experiments that's being ran in the lab, if he has access to any security surveillance that possibly could be, like, I don't know if there is security surveillance in the lab, but I was going to see if I could search for it.
Okay.
Anything to do with viruses, like virus experiments, or any mutation stuff that they're trying to do, like if they're trying to mutate viruses.
Going through his computer, you do see that he does have a lot of files pertaining to like his tax records, all of that. You find all of that. You find that apparently he worked for DARPA for a long time. That's the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. He worked for them for a very long time. There are details of the fact that about about any viruses. You find that he was doing it as a virology study of whatever he was studying in the lab recently. You find that it is incomplete, and it seems to deal with viruses that affect the brain, but that behave like no viruses known to Earth. You find files that are labeled majestic. You will find files labeled cookbook. You find files labeled Project Core, Project ARD15, Project Anti ABD. You find so many things just from your hacking abilities. Project Core, Director of Non-Human Pathology Studies. You find a bunch of names. You find that he worked at a facility in Mount Weather, Virginia, doing extensive research there. You find basically any like a treasure trove of information about him.
Okay. Can I message Dragonoff and ask if there's anything in particular he wants me to search for? Like tell him I got access to the lab computer and ask him if there's anything in particular he has interest in me searching for.
Anything and everything, because we don't know what
April
we're
also wants
dealing
to know.
with.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, as you two are doing that, we're actually going to swipe over to Dragonov. And it's going to say 30 minutes prior. Meanwhile, back on the ranch, as that diagonal swoop goes, and it just a picture of Dragonov's face is pans out slowly as he's in, I'll say, the foyer of Greaves' place. As the other two branch off, and it leaves him alone. What is Dragonov doing before he gets this contact?
I would say with his military experience, especially with his specialized stuff with being a cleaner, if you will. He is trained to see things that probably the regular person wouldn't, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he is searching for anything out of the blue, anything that looks irregular. He's trying to use his very well trained eyes to look for something, small little leads. Because right now, all I know is this dude was found dead outside, and she was found dead inside. He wants to kind of comb over, look for the smallest insignificant detail that somebody might have missed, so that way they can get a granule of a lead.
Okay, so where in particular are you gonna start? Are you gonna start out in the driveway where his body was? Or are you gonna start?
Yeah, I'm gonna start because I was already outside. I'm gonna start with his body.
Okay, so go ahead and roll search or alertness for me.
That is a 44 under 60.
You don't really notice anything out of the ordinary other than, like small little, like you do notice like small little like blue specks in that have that same like bluish sheen that was on the body place.
I imagine he has, what do you call it, like an FBI kit they probably would have supplied. He's probably gonna take out some tweezers and put it into those specs and put them into a little vial for testing.
Okay, as you're looking at them, you do find that they are, tiny malformed footprints, kind of like cut in an arc. As you're looking, you do find they are smaller than a child, and that is something that sticks out to you as they go, back into the house. These footprints that kind of follow the body in a way. And one thing that it keeps drawing your attention, the crows. With a critical success, 2 crows in particular draw your eye, because as you're looking at them, because these two are I'd say right now, as you're looking around, you're looking at everything. There's these 2 crows sitting perched on the very edge of the top of the house. And the thing that gets you is that these 2 are acting strangely compared to the other ones. One of them has a white streak in its feather, and its head is tilted to the side, it's intently watching you. And the second one, it does get up for a second, and it flies in a kind of a clumsy manner. And with that success, you notice something kind of odd sticking out of the front of it. from this distance, you can't really tell what it is, but it's kind of like curled in like a U shape, and it's not black. It's not a feather. You're not sure what that is. But these two crows are intently watching you.
He would seeing that whatever that is sticking out of the crow would definitely like intrigue his interest, and he would pull out his sidearm and fire in the hopes to kill the crow because maybe this crow has gotten a hold of some evidence.
Okay, what is your sidearm? Like, is it just you just pull out your gun, or are you like you using like your like does it have like a scope or anything? So it's
No,
just ADS?
yep, standard sidearm.
All right, go ahead and roll firearms for me. Did you just pull out your firearm? Just
21 under 40.
you hit one of them, and it the gunshot goes off, and even the two of you inside hear it, but you don't think anything of it at the moment because you guys are so focused on the lab at this point. But you hear that, right? The one that's like flying kind of clumsy falls to the ground as everybody else on the scene, because there are a few people just like like a few other like members of FBI, CDC, and everything walking around. They look at the FBI people draw their guns as they look at you. They look at the crow. What do? This crow's just on the ground now, just twitching.
I put my sidearm back into the holster, and I go, and I put on some gloves as I'm walking, and I go and pick up the crow, and then I point to the object, and I said, "Potential evidence. There was no time to waste."
And as you go and pick up the crow, and you look at it, you notice some sort of extrusion coming from it. The thing that made you notice it in the first place. The thing that made you pull out. And I need you to roll a sanity check as you notice the first 3 digits of a human hand growing out of the abdomen of this crow and just curling and opening. And that's what you saw, just that curling and opening.
There it is. That is a 56 under 68.
You're doing good. You lose 1 point of sanity as you stare at these fingers just twitching as the life goes out of this crow, and it goes limp. As all the other crows now disperse, except for that other one that's still staring at you. That other crow did not move.
He's thinking like animals are being animals, I guess. Like he probably wouldn't think too much more into that. But he did, the thing that caught his eye is the reason that he wanted it. Like he felt like maybe there was evidence, and clearly there is something crazy going on with the crow. So he's thinking, oh yeah, I did a good thing, but this is not what he was expecting.
So what do you do now? As you're now holding this crow that has a human hand growing out of it, basically.
He bags it and tags it.
How do you bag it and tag it? You just hand it to somebody and be like, send this to lab, give me a report.
No.
What do you do?
He probably has his own specimen containment, and you'd probably put it in like the trunk of the vehicle. Wait till you get to the nearest Delta Green safe house to conduct testing.
Okay. So you go back to the car, you grab, I'll say you guys have like a basic forensics kit that they gave you in case you needed it. So you grab the crow, you stuff the crow in the bag, you tag it as unusual crow, and you put it in there, and you take the rest of the forensic kit with you as you go where now. Actually, I'll say right as you're putting the crow in is when you, Dragonov, can you come here? And they start asking you what kind of information they should be looking for because they've gotten into the computer.
We may be combing through these files for hours, but the truth be told, I'm not looking for anything specific. We don't know why these people are dead. So anything and everything is potential evidence.
Let's dig out the last 3 files of the last 3 projects, most current, that he's worked on. Can you do that?
I'll do that, but I'll also download, copy everything onto a flash drive or something.
That's fine. This is going to be our homework. We'll divide up the files. I'll take the last one he was working on, and then you two can have whichever. Did you find any cameras? Is there any cameras? And where are they?
Did I find any surveillance stuff on the computer?
Let's see. The Greaves house is at 24th Drive, South Mill Creek, Washington. House was built in 96, bought in 2002 in cash. You find 4-bedroom house, no basement, cul-de-sac surrounded by evergreen trees. The lab. It does not say anything about cameras, so I do not think that there were cameras.
Okay, what about security measures to get into the house? Any finger codes, any scans, did they take any measurement of safety? They have money.
If they have any security measures to get into the lab, like there should be like some kind of log track who accessed the lab and stuff.
You find that easily. You find that Greaves paid for all but one of the projects that he was working with cashier's checks, and all security involved in his property and anything going in and out of his lab is done by a company known as Potentia Holdings LLC, and that is Potentia Holdings LLC.
And then was there any some scientists sometimes record their experiments? I'll make sure to download any of that stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah, you get all of that no problem because you rolled a critical success. You know that he got this as close to a biosafety level 4 lab as he could manage. Whatever he was working on in here, see it's recessed, it's highly specialized, expensive air conditioners, scrubbing units, all air is, purified and sealed before it goes through a substerile room. You see negative pressure, like little insignias next to the door that tell you that the pressure is positive or negative. It's supposed to be negatively pressured, but right now it doesn't have the proper pressure.
Good. And we have a forensics kit, you said, right?
Yeah, Dragonov. I'll say he right as you're getting all this information. Dragonov, do you go to the lab or are you just going around doing other stuff?
He would continue to do what he was doing. Him just tell them just comb through everything that they can, to clean whatever they can. He would have just kind of walked back in to continue doing, which would have been just more of the same. Slowly combing over the crime scene and looking for, like you said, looking for the things that the other people may have missed or might not think to look at.
April wants to radio him and be like, "Hey, John Wayne, what was up with the shootout out there? Are you gonna fill us in, or?"
I'll tell you later. It's nothing.
Would we have brought a forensic kit with us, or would it be outside still?
Dragonov has it at the moment.
Can I run out and grab like Q-tips and stuff to to run Q-tips like around the edges of the air filtration system to see if there's any contaminants that got caught on the surfaces before it went through like the air grates and stuff?
Yeah.
That's what I like to do.
You go out,
So-
you get that.
Can I try running a sample of that blue stuff since we're in a lab?
How are you going to go about doing that?
I need something to collect it in, so I guess I'd get the forensic kit. Is there that kind of, I don't know what equipment's in there in the lab.
You would find something easily like that. Go ahead and do a search roll for me.
Gosh, not so easily. 98 over 23.
Yeah, you don't find anything like that, but a few minutes later, Quinn comes back in and he has some stuff from the forensics kit, and he does have like some vials and everything with him.
So I'm just gonna ask him if I can have some vials, and then I'm gonna try to collect it by that woman's body because that's where I saw it at.
Okay, so there wouldn't be much left after the CDC came through. I'll say go ahead and roll either forensics or searcher survival to try and get whatever remnants you can.
Nope, 48 over 23.
Yeah, you're trying to collect it, but there's not enough of a residual. It's just like the imprint of what was there.
Did I have any luck searching around like the air vents or like getting samples?
Go ahead and
That'd-
you go ahead and do that search roll for me as well.
I got 78. Probably give shit.
Yeah,
You need to go back. You need to go back because you've given me bad luck.
Kicking me out of the house already.
Yeah.
You guys just aren't really finding anything because the lab is pristine. He kept the lab pristine. You're not sure what caused whatever has happened here. You know, for some reason, you guys do get that feeling it had something to do with whatever he was doing in this lab. But you're not finding anything because he was so meticulous about whatever he was working on. And you have a feeling you'll have to go through the files to find out anything that he could have been working on. I'll say,
Okay, April's just gonna pick up her file and she's gonna be like, I'm off to have a cigarette, order Noi Dragonoff, whichever I find first, and she's gonna skip out of the room.
I will say this, Quinn. When you go and get the stuff from Dragonov, you do notice that there's a crow in the kit. I'll say that much.
Oh, really?
Because he has to go into the kit in order to get stuff, and I'm assuming he just put it in the kit. So he
Did you?
So I open the kit up. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
You see a crow, unless you're like particularly looking at it. I won't say you won't see the fingers yet, but you open it up and you see a crow. Because I forgot about that.
Okay.
I'll be like, open it up, see the crow. I'm like, oh man, Dragonoff must be hungry. And then close it back up.
But yeah, now, April, you head outside, and you find right as you get outside, he's still right there looking around the remnants of the outside part of the crime scene. And I'm guessing, Quinn, you're going to be delving through the files a bit more.
Yeah, I might try to get through what I can and download the rest. Download everything. And do like if I can do a quick scan through, just make sure I didn't miss anything before I take off. But knowing my luck, I'll miss everything. So computer stuff's my only asset.
Okay, so yeah, we swipe over as if we follow April going outside and meeting up with Dragonov. As you go outside, you light up a cigarette and you see him doing his thing.
I'm just gonna yell, hi, He-Man, miss me yet? And I'm gonna wag my fingers like a little kid waves.
You're on assignment. Must you act like child?
I must.
Austin just goes back about his business.
I'm gonna walk down and kind of look at what he's looking at, and then I'm gonna say, so did you find anything yet?
Look at what we got here. I found where all your hopes and dreams have gone. And he points to the chalk outline.
Look, I found a giant pain in the ass.
You do your work, Shadowfox. I'll do mine.
I'm fine. There's nothing to do. Didn't you find anything?
Well,
Don't you have a job for me?
I've collected some samples. That's where the body was. Small specks, I have them here in this vial. And then I have a specimen that I collected that we will look at a little closer under proper lighting at the safe house later. I am still combing over any and more details.
Let me look at the specimen here. There's a state-of-the-art lab.
Don't think that's a good idea to have out in front of people not involved with our unit.
You were the one having a shoot-off like your Annie Oakley.
And all will be explained later.
Fine. I'll go sit in the car and wait for you guys if I can drive.
Oh, so now you won't drive.
Or at least the radio. I can't listen to one more minute of your snooze fest.
You just don't see the humor in Russian programming. And just throws her the keys.
And she's just going to smirk like a child who got her way and turn around.
What's April's
And
alertness
stop the car.
score?
40?
40.
4.
As this conversation is going on, Dragonov, you're still continuing to scope and look around. You toss her the keys, and as you do, you look past her, and on a pole, you notice a bunch of missing animal posters. You notice the one for a missing dog, and you notice that it was posted yesterday, and that catches your eye.
On your way to the car, go look at that.
Aye, aye, Captain.
As I'm scrolling through the house property stuff, the more things keep saying, if they have an alertness of 60 or higher, give them this information.
Dude is always on patrol, man.
Your alertness gets you so much info, like seriously. But yeah, he points out that poster to you, April, and you go up and you notice that they're posters for a missing dog, a King Charles Spaniel. The dog went missing the night of October 2nd, and it says to contact the person who lives next door to this house, and Elizabeth McCready, for any information. And it does list the phone number as well.
April's going to rip it off the sign, and she's going to jog over to Dragonoff and then and hand him the poster and be like, I'm going to go check it out. You want to come?
I'll continue doing what I'm doing. I have a feeling you ask better questions than me. I have better eyes, you have better mouth.
I feel like that's not a compliment.
And then he gives you finger guns, and he starts combing again.
April's just going to turn around and light a cigarette and start walking to the neighbors.
Okay.
I think if April dies from has a higher chance of dying from lung cancer than she does.
Listen, ex-addicts smoke a lot. I'm trying not to have a drinking problem.
April's gonna die from lung cancer before Dragonov dies from an actual like unknown entity.
Hey, those cigarettes are gonna help April on those late nights where you guys are like doing like a stakeout or something, because those keep you from. They're like stimulants in this game where chain smoking just keeps you awake until you pass out. So you go next door and you find Miss McCready. You find that she's, an older woman, curly gray locks, little grandma grasses, the droopy jowls. Hello. How can I help you? Did you find my dog? As she immediately notices the flyer.
I'm sorry, Miss McCready. I didn't mean to get your hopes up. I was hoping that we could sit and talk and I could ask you a few questions.
I suppose if you think it'll help you find my dear Estes and of tea, my dear.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Great. I don't get much company. And she just like does like a clap as she gets like a little bit of life in her from the fact that she has company now. She goes, come in, waves you in. She leads you into the kitchen. She puts on the kettle. What?
You said that there was more than one missing animal poster?
Yeah, there were several.
Hey, so I noticed that there were a lot of other posters up with yours. Is it common to have so many missing pets in the area?
Small animals. You go missing quite often. Mr. Postaway had his cat go missing about a while back as well. Estes went missing yesterday, as well as the Hughes around the corner. I saw them. They posted something about their cat Muffin. And,
Are families usually reunited with their pets?
I'm not sure. I haven't asked, but um uh, uh I'm pretty sure if you ask the others, they'll tell you their stories as well. You'll always find them in this neighborhood.
You said your beautiful angel, her name was Estes?
Yes, a King Charles Spaniel, Estes. She's such a kind little doggy. Loves everybody.
Did Estes like to wander off, or did she usually stay close to home?
She stays on the property. That's why I posted the flyer.
Did you see anything or anyone in the area that struck you as unusual, either yesterday or even, in the week before or since Esta's been taken?
Marty noticed a brown Lexus sedan parked on the street several times. He said he told me this at a bingo the other day. He said there was just somebody sitting there, and it looked like they were watching Greaves' house. He told me he even went out, asked a woman in the car what she was doing, and she showed him a private investigator license and said, "Go away." Can't remember if he took down the name or the license plate.
Do you happen to have his number? I'd love to reach out to him.
He lives a few houses down, dear.
Which color house?
The blue one with the tan door. I keep telling him to repaint it. It doesn't matter.
What about your neighbor? Did you notice anything different lately about Greaves?
No. There was nothing unusual seen or heard. A few days. I mean, his lady friend would come over. I don't have anything bad to say about him. He does like to keep a few whores and sluts around him, but
What?
those rich guys like to flaunt their money. So I do like that one girl he was with. Poor thing, Griffin. I think that's what her name was. She was all right, but none of those other sluts. And as this conversation just progresses, she gives you some information about some other neighbors who just in the neighborhood. She gives you the name and the address of Mr. Postwait, who was and you guys sit there. You have a small, nice conversation, but you don't really get much more out of her other than a really nice cup of tea. I'm assuming at this point April's gonna just canvass the rest of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. I'll say that this will be a roll of some sort. What do we got?
Well, no, never mind.
Just be like a social. So maybe charisma times 5 or human, because you're trying to gather all this information. I'll even give you a plus 20 for it because you're a reporter. This is what you do.
A plus what?
Plus 20% to the roll. Give you a little bit of
Well,
odds. Actually, yeah, you're a reporter, so you can use don't you have like craft journalism as a skill?
I have art journalism.
Yeah, you could use that as well. I'll let you use that because you're gathering information. You're doing what your character's built to do. So yeah, you could use that.
Okay, so if I do it journalism and you gave me the plus 20, I'd be over 100. So just do it over 100.
Yeah, automatic success then.
So that was 25 over 100 then.
So I'm assuming your art journalism is at least 80.
Is 81.
Yeah. So yeah, you find out that from that one guy that he noticed a brown Lexus sedan that was parked on the street several times. There was a young woman driving the car who just flashed in private investigator license. He personally did not recall the license plate or the name of the license on the on the credentials he was shown. But you get that as you go through the neighborhood, you find out that a collie on a street over belonging to a Mr. Graff went missing the day before as well. 5 chickens from a coop belonging to a Miss Jacobs a few houses down from that. A German Shepherd a street over went missing 2 days prior, belonging to a police officer. You get the feeling that over the past few days, a lot of animals have gone missing. Everything from a Great Dane to a couple cats to chickens. But around the Greaves house, other than the murder itself happening or whatever it was that happened, nothing unusual was seen or heard around that residence.
Okay.
But you're starting to piece together something yourself as why are all these animals going missing in this neighborhood? And as you start
Yeah.
pinpointing them, you do find that they are mostly around the house. The property itself, nobody saw anything suspicious
Okay.
other than the FBI and CDC swarming the property, because that would be considered unusual. But other than that, they're all talking about missing pets, and all of them seem to have gone missing on either at least noticed on the 2nd or today, the 3rd. Like they just noticed that their pets have been missing on the 1st, the 2nd, or the 3rd. And I'd say at this point it's around noonish on October 3rd.
Okay, so she's just gonna radio the guys and she's gonna be like, so either there's a lot of lipstick that needs to be made safe, or there's an overly ambitious animal shelter, or somebody's playing with genetics. Mr. T, can you see if you can search specifically for files that mention animals and genetics while we're at it?
I can do my best.
As you're going through it, you do find that there is a lot. It will probably take you a day or two to go through all the files, but you're easily downloading everything onto your own private. I'd say you have your own private laptop with. Knowing Quinn, he'd probably have like a 2 terabyte solid state drive on this thing. He has plenty of space. It's just going to take quite a while to get all of the info off the computer. What is Dragonov doing? Steven?
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, no, he just keeps doing what he's doing. He probably goes inside and he starts investigating the body inside, where the body was found inside, looking at the details of the room, just any sort of information he can glean, because the specs he may have found outside may be like external evidence, so he's trying to like make draws if he can.
Go ahead and roll biology for me. Biology or any science skill you might have, like microbiology, biology, something like that. Even straight science would work, actually. Do you have science?
Military science.
Military science would not work in this case. You could do like science, forensics.
He doesn't have any skills in any of them
You could phone a
scientific.
friend. 'Cause you know you're my friend.
If he sees something, he may call Quinn in from the other room, probably, because he probably wouldn't know what to do with it, but he'd probably notice that something's off.
You would be following the traces of those footprints, and you do find that they are there, covered with the plastic cups, and just like outside, they're smaller than a child's, and you do see that they're not really like blood trails because they're that bluish color, but you do like with your high alertness, you do notice like a splatter of some sort, like something was like like a vomit stain, but it's that bluish like sheen, and it's marked as well.
Marked as evidence, like with the little evidence thing where they would take photos.
Yeah, it's the only thing that's like really unusual because it's like a big splatter, but it's that bluish sheen.
Yeah. Kind of crouches down and pulls out one of those Q-tip testing swabs and takes a sample, and she kind of says it loud. He goes, "Man, somebody must have really liked the blueberry slushy, huh? Huh?"
Go
Like, I'm
ahead.
trying to throw them off because I don't want them to.
Try and get a swab of it. Go ahead and roll that forensics roll for me, because as with when April did it, the CDC has already gone through everything and collected all the like anything like that. You getting something to test would be very very low, but you can try and get a swab. So roll forensics. I think that would be a good roll for it.
Well, that's a 3 under.
Wow,
Yeah, I just barely made that.
you definitely did, just barely. Yeah, you get a swab of that. They have like one of the like cheek cotton swab things where you just you push out the top. You swab it a little bit. It does come up a bit blue. You scoop it back down. Put it in the kit with the crumb.
And I think he's probably satisfied with all the stuff that he is potentially collected, and he's gonna want to go to the coordinates of a safe house to begin actually running them through tests. And he knows that Quinn probably has the capabilities to do such as the stuff, or maybe there'll be instructions. Who knows?
As you do that, we will swipe over to Quinn. And what in particular is Quinn trying to find as he's downloading the files and just looking through stuff as you're waiting for the files to get done? Like what in particular are you hoping to try and find through them?
With the clues that have been obtained by April, I'd throw it like run a program or a search file or something to try to search keywords of like missing animals or I think April said something about genetically modifying, right?
Genetics and animals, yeah.
Try to keyword search those. Any
Okay.
experience or anything with that?
Go ahead and roll computer science or search.
All right.
Because
What do I
you're
got?
kind of
Wow. I had 94 over 81.
nothing with
That's my
those
first.
particular keywords come up when searching through the files. You mainly find like his tax records, like stuff about the property, like all that stuff. His work records. There is a like some like encrypted files that you'll probably have to break into later, and you could probably tell like, oh, those are probably gonna take a little bit to break into.
Seeing the encrypted files, can I start running the program or whatever I need to do to at least start
Yeah, yeah.
decrypting those?
You could go ahead and roll for that.
79 over 81.
Yeah, you start cracking that, and
Just having that like run in the background and like as I keep going through other stuff.
you find that as you're just searching through stuff, you're going through the security of the house. You're finding all of those encrypted files, and as you're doing so, you keep seeing keywords that were mentioned at and the reason why they catch your eye is because you remember Dragonov saying something at the tail end of your last mission, right before he called in that team, and they keep saying Majestic. And you also find files for like ARD-15, DARPA, Top Secret, Special Access Required. And you have a feeling you're going to have to, like, just from what you're seeing, you might have to dive into his like background a little bit. Because you have a feeling just from what you're seeing on just like the file names as it's decoding this guy worked for some pretty high up people.
Yeah, I'll relay this through the message app to both of them, to Dragonoff and Shadow Fox.
And as you do this, and you guys start culminating all of your evidence together, getting prepared to go to whatever local motel or hotel you guys have cordoned off for your safe house, we're going to end off there tonight. All right, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in to another exciting episode of Family Questscape. I'm your GM, Jeffrey, and I will catch you all next time. And if you all enjoyed this and would like to give Delta Green a try, you could find your own copy from Arc Dream Publishing. You could go to I believe it's arcdream.com and get a copy there, or you could always go through drivethrurpg.com. That's drive THRU RPG.com and get a copy there. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next Sunday for another episode of Family Questscape.